It was photo day today for the kids at school, and my daughter had a bad hair day. She decided to try her brother's fine-tooth comb to brush her hair, and she managed to get the comb stuck in her hair. It was all tangled and she couldn't get it out. Luckily, we had to cut her hair, but it didn't cut too much of her hair. Let's put it that way. It could have been much worse. But it was a good lesson learned. And it's a nice segue into something I want to express in this video, which touches a few points, such as preparation. It's another masculine quality. Preparation, readiness. We perform how we practice these special days or occasions, such as photo day. It's probably not the best day to try something new on that day, but to stay disciplined and practice what works. She uses a brush every day and has been styling her hairs certain ways, and that's what she's used to. But taking her brother's brush or comb, one, breaks the boundary of using his tools without asking, and two, isn't disciplined. She's no longer practicing what works, but trying something new, experimenting on an important day for her. And the lesson learned here isn't to not try new things, but it's to know when to try new things. And that's wisdom. Knowing when to try new things. It's the same way that in her dance, on her performance day, the concert, the performance at the end of the year, there's a rehearsal and they're practicing the entire year, each week, over and over, learning the dance moves and everything like that, right down to practicing wearing their costumes and even practicing on the stage that they will be performing at, so they get to know the stage and how to enter and leave, and the spatial awareness of how much space they have on that stage compared to where they usually practice in their dance class. And it's the same thing, that it's probably not the best time to try something new that you haven't practiced for the whatever it is, 10 or 15 weeks leading up to the big performance. It's very similar to, I think I mentioned in a previous video, I was just on a transformative retreat with her, where I take each kid one-on-one on a canoe trip, camping in the backcountry of Algonquin Park, close to where I live. And it's very similar, that there's boundaries, which they see as rules, but it's really boundaries that protect them. Boundaries that protect them, that contain the risk and minimize the risk of injury. For example, certain rules are boundaries that are set to protect them. No goofing around. near the fire pit, jumping off of rocks in the campsite from rock to rock, or that sort of silliness, because we're days away from a hospital. It's not the place where you want to twist your ankle or fall and sprain your wrist or break your arm. So the boundary is set to protect them in nature. And it's not about not having fun on the trip. It's actually the opposite. The boundary is set so that we can have more fun, because it's not fun when you fall and twist your ankle or break your arm doing something silly on the campsite. These other boundaries or steps of precaution, preparation, could be, keeping with the same example of our canoe tripping, wearing your PFD, your life jacket. Now my son, one of my sons, my oldest son, who's 8, learned this lesson experientially, how having that life jacket literally saved his life when we were out 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, on a canoe trip. Got caught in a storm. Wind was crazy and we managed to flip the canoe. And if it wasn't for him wearing that life jacket, it'd be a different story. So you see, these rules, which are boundaries, are set to protect one. These steps of precaution are for one's safety. And it's not created from a place of fear, but actually a place of respect. To respect Mother Nature, to respect the elements. You see these steps of precaution that keep one safe are there so we can enjoy the very thing that we love. What's another one? Sticking with that same example, the discipline of keeping the campsite clean. After dinner, I make sure that all the food is put away after we eat, dishes, and make it so that we don't bring out food for late night snacking in the dark. It's very easy to leave something out and not see it with just a headlamp. So to minimize that risk of leaving food out, we simply pack all the food away in our bear barrel, which is stashed 100 to 200 meters away from where we sleep. And that again is a safety precaution, and the discipline equals freedom. The freedom from worrying that we left out some sort of food that's going to attract bears at night and have bears on our campsite around our tent. So that discipline equals freedom. A lot of people don't see discipline as freedom, but it is. And those who are disciplined live that freedom. In life. And it's something that, again, is that boundary that we don't break, because that boundary is there to protect us. In that situation, you see how the discipline of keeping a clean campsite, not having food scraps around, moving the food and the smells and containing them in a container and moving that well away from where we sleep, you're free of the worry of a bear coming close to the tent just because, I don't know, you've got a chip bag open or something like that on the ground, bag of marshmallows left by the fire, whatever it is, you're free of that worry because you have a process that is executed without compromise. And it's that plan, that preparation, when executed with discipline, that it pays off. And the payoff is you sleep peacefully, you fall asleep easily, you're not worried. Did I put that away? Did I put this away? Oh, right? So, what I give you there, three camping examples, and relating that back to my daughter with the comb stuck in her hair. Straight out of a movie. Coming down, making breakfast for the kids, and Daddy, can you get this comb out of my hair? And it's stuck. I'm the one for detangling things, her hair a couple times. Usually it's her necklaces, because it requires patience to really get the knots out of her necklaces. But this one, it was in there, and we didn't have all kinds of time in the morning. It's eating breakfast and getting out the door. And by the look of it, it was, we need to cut your hair. And that's what had to be done. But luckily it wasn't too much. Hello. It wasn't too much, and it wasn't noticeable. But could have been a lot worse. But it's that discipline, that preparation, that readiness, that steadiness, that are all masculine expressions. And when it's embodied, that stability of the discipline, of the structure, of the plan that's executed without compromise, it provides a stability without being too rigid. When it's distorted, then it becomes mechanical and it's too rigid. But when there's the stability, like even how I just mentioned there in the morning, to contain the chaos, actually it's to basically eliminate the chaos, is to bring that structure and order. So there's a structure, there's an order to the morning rhythm that creates that stability, that is that stability in the morning. Minimizes risk of missing things in the morning when you're prepared, right? The stability of having the lunches already made, having a simple breakfast that everyone eats instead of personalized breakfasts for each kid because of pickiness and novelty. So it's this structure that creates order and stability, minimizes decision fatigue and all sorts of other things that people experience as chaos in the morning. And it just makes things run smoothly. And it's that smoothness that's found in the rhythm that's repeatable. But just like that rhythm, it's not rigid. When it's rigid, it's no longer a rhythm. Sometimes people express this as a routine. Often the routine becomes rigid. I like using the word rhythm because it's pointing to the balance of flow and structure. It's this structured flow, like a rhythm in a song. It's a current. It's alive. You feel it. You resonate with it. And you attune to it. When you attune to this natural rhythm, then you can flow gracefully. And you see everything just flow smoothly when you're in tune with that rhythm. It's very similar to like a band or an orchestra playing. It's when everyone is in tune to the rhythm. Well, you see as soon as someone's playing off note, off key, out of tune, then it kind of doesn't sound so smooth, doesn't feel so smooth. So it's very similar to that. So it's really pointing to that aliveness, and it's that balance of the structure, the order, that it creates that harmony that's experienced in whatever it is, whether it's the morning routine of getting the kids to school or preparing for a dance recital or camping or traveling or anything like this. You see, it's that balance. It comes back to what we started with in the sharing, is that preparation, the planning, the preparation. There's a lot of protection. It protects that rhythm, just like in the morning, it protects the flow, the structure, though it doesn't eliminate the flow, it doesn't destroy it, it's not there to constrain it, but in the authentic masculine expression, the structure serves the flow. The structure honors the flow. The structure is devoted to the flow. And like this, then you experience that harmony, the union, where the structure and the flow are inseparable. And this is then experienced as harmony in your life, where one's not dominating, where one's not suppressing the other, but actually it's the living paradox where these seemingly opposites are experienced as a living harmony, the harmony of the whole. If you're watching this, it's because you are integrating that masculine energy. You're stepping into embodiment where you know it's not enough to just realize the truth of what you are, but you long to live the truth. And if that resonates with you, I invite you to join me in truth.